Hello there, Star Wars fans, and welcome back to another Rebelscum.com video review. And today we are reviewing Wicket, the most exciting and definitely the most anticipated figure of Wave 1 for the 40th anniversary vintage-style cardback release of Return of the Jedi Black Series figures. So here is Wicket right here, and I know a lot of people are thinking the same thing. What the heck took Hasbro so long in getting us a Wicket figure? And I feel like the reason it took so long was because by the time they probably started working on their first Black Series Ewok mold, which the first figure they released was Tebow, but that doesn't necessarily mean that was the first mold they worked on. But by the time they probably started working on their first Black Series Ewok mold, it was already kind of close enough to the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, so I'm sure the conversation was, well, let's just wait and release it for 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi, which totally makes sense because if he was released prior to that, you and I both know he would have just been re-released on this card back anyway. So I think it's nice that they just waited rather than release him twice really close together, and seeing him on the back of the Return of the Jedi card is way better than the Black Series Phase 4 packaging in my opinion anyway. So here he is on that awesome card back. As you can see, he comes with a bow, a single arrow, some kind of club and other bludgeoning type weapon, and his spear that we see him with in Return of the Jedi the first time we meet this character. On the back you can see the other figures from Wave 1 of 40th Return of the Jedi, including the Target exclusive re-release of Return of the Jedi Boba Fett from Phase 4 packaging. And that's pretty much it for the packaging. And here is little Wicket, and This is so nice to finally have. I've been looking forward to a Black Series Wicket for a very long time. While Ewoks aren't exactly my favorite part of Star Wars, Ewoks are pretty cool, mostly in the way of how absolutely terrifying they truly are. For those of you who've played Battlefront 2's Ewok Hunt, you know. Plus, not to mention, you didn't really see any Imperial prisoners at the village celebration at the end of Return of the Jedi, did you? I certainly didn't. All I saw were helmets and a lot of Ewoks and Rebels feasting. Just saying. So anyway, here's this little guy. He is fully articulated. Head is on a ball joint. Fully articulated shoulders, single jointed elbows, wrist joints, a mid-torso joint. Hips are on a ball joint. Nothing at the knees or anything like that because he's got really small legs. And ankle joints. You can give him his awesome little spear, like so. You could give him his club weapon, or his other club weapon. Or you could give him his little bow and his tiny little arrow. And you can even take the arrow and put it in the bow, which is really cool. Now, getting him posed where he's firing the bow can be a little tricky, but it is possible. You might have to take the headpiece off, and the headpiece is removable, and you can see his head sculpt without it, which looks pretty cool. Okay, so it can be a little tricky. It's easier if you take the headpiece off, put the bow in his hand, put the string in his other hand, and then put the headpiece back on, and then you can get him posed holding his bow and arrow, which looks really, really sweet, by the way. So it is totally doable. You can do it with the headpiece on, but definitely take the headpiece off first and position his hands to the way you like them before you put the headpiece back on. It just makes things a little bit easier based off of how I was just doing it. Now, for comparison, here is little Wicket here next to Tebow, the first Ewok we got in the Black Series 6-inch scale. Now, I don't have Pop Blue to compare for today just because so far he's only been released in that Pulse compact. He is, however, supposed to be getting re-released later on that 40th Return of the Jedi card, just like Wicket was. So it'll be nice to be able to get a hold of him without buying a whole pack of figures we already have. And also, if you don't have that pack, well, you can get the Han and Leia in Wave 1 with Wicket, which is pretty cool. So there you go if you're trying to get a hold of Pop Blue. And so far, the Ewoks we have look really, really good in Black Series. Now, we don't know of any other Ewoks coming yet, for sure at least, so what's some Ewoks you hope to see come soon in the Black Series 6-inch line? List those down below in the comments or discuss it in the forums. And I gotta say, while I'm a little bummed out that we didn't get his swappable outfit from the Ewoks cartoon, just like the VC figure of Wicket got, it does leave the door open for the possibility of us getting a cartoon-inspired Wicket, where maybe they change the coloration of the fur a little bit, give us that alternate Wicket outfit, and maybe he's on the back of an Ewoks card back or in an Ewoks box, much like the Droids Boba Fett was in a box. Although personally, with the way Black Series packaging has been going right now, I would prefer to see that Wicket on an Ewoks card back, but again, let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think that would be a cool idea? Would you like an Ewoks cartoon-inspired Wicket? And not only that, do you think we'd get other characters from the Ewoks cartoon? And in addition, do you think we'd get any characters from the Ewoks made-for-TV films, Caravan of Courage and Battle for Endor? Let me know in the comments below. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's review featuring the new Black Series Return of the Jedi 40th Anniversary Wicket figure. What do you think of Wicket? Was he worth the wait for you? Is this the figure you were most excited about for 40th Return of the Jedi? Let me know in the comments. What's a character you really hope to see get added to the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi? Me personally, I hope they do some of the more unique characters that they haven't done in Black Series yet, like a B-Wing pilot, for example. I think a Black Series B-Wing pilot would be really, really cool for us to get in the line, and another figure that's, in my opinion, kind of long overdue. And being part of the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi would be the perfect time to release such a figure or such a character. But again, let me know your take in the comments. Stay tuned for more, like and subscribe, follow us on social media, and don't forget to go to your collectorsoracle.com profile when you pick up your Wicket to add him in your halves in your Collector's Oracle collection. And if you're not on collectorsoracle.com, make sure you sign up today so you can start managing your collection like a pro. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. May the Force be with all of you. You Rebel Scum.